particular product because it's extremely saturated. And if I was a seller selling this product, I would probably be struggling with some of the things that Seller SEO could help me with. So, we just look at some of the competition here, and it is crazy. Like 75 pages of sponsored products related to this item. There are so many sellers of these, their keyword tool, Seller SEO's keyword tool, and let's put in pet hair remover. And so you can see they have a ton of long tail keywords. They pull directly from Amazon for their keywords, and they're very well updated. How do I know they're very well updated? Because when I use their tools, I always use autocomplete. So what that means is I go on Amazon into the search bar and I start typing in and I see what comes up. So I can compare this to Seller SEO's recommended keywords at any time, and it's always spot on. So for me, that it makes a lot of sense. So they have these great long tail keywords. These are really great for PPC. They also have the most used words over here, and you can click on one of these. You can do a deep search. But anyway, this is their free tool. I'm just kind of giving an overview of some of their tools, but I really want to focus the demo tonight on the bread and butter to me of these tools, which is listing optimization and PPC. So let me take you to the front of Seller SEO. This is after you log in. You get into their various tools, which are here on the left menu. The first one is the ACOSinator. And what this allows you to do is I put in an ASIN here of that pet hair removal tool, and I fetched, and let's pick a different ASIN just so I can show you guys. Let's see, Amazon, let's pick this one. They're also running a sponsored ad. So they just paid for my clip. Sorry, I'm not buying. Okay, so here is an ASIN for this guy right here. And let's say that this is our product. Let's go ahead and throw that into the ACOSinator. Let's fetch. And it's automatically going to pull out the weight, the length, the width, the height of the product, the sales price, and the Amazon fees. So then what you can do is you can determine what your ACOS needs to be at, what your percentage of your ACOS needs to be at by using this tool. So let's say that our manufacturing costs for this particular product are, $2.50 a unit, right? And let's say that our shipping and overhead costs are an additional $1 per unit. Okay, so that brings my profit per unit to $5.35. My break-even ACOS, if this was my product and these were my costs, would be 32%. So that's the ACOS percentage that I would need just to break even, not to make any money when I was running ACOS. Let's say that, all right, so my profit margin is 32% here, not too bad. Let's say I want to make at least 10% profit while I'm running PPC. So that means that my target ACOS needs to be under 22%. So when you check your ACOS numbers in your Seller Central and your campaigns, you want to make sure that if this was my product, that my target ACOS, if I wanted to make a 10% profit margin with all these other costs taken into consideration, my target ACOS would need to be 22%. And then it can add up my total profit for 100 units would be $535. So it's just a quick tool. It's really helpful. Another tool that they have here is they have SourceForge. This is kind of like a Jungle Scout or a viral launch, it's just a product database. So I just ran one on pet supplies since that's kind of our theme tonight. And I said, all right, between the prices of $19 to $30, I didn't put a rank in there, but you could. I said 10 reviews. I don't need any live help right now, but thanks. Another great feature. is there an FBA offer? Is it sold by Amazon? So I could, I could say I don't want it to be sold by Amazon, right? I could put a brand name in there or a keyword, and then I can press the filter database button. And down here, it gives me all kinds of great ideas for products to either source or, products to private label. So it's very similar. I don't really use this very much because, as you guys know, if you know me and you hang out in my training, you know that I don't. All my source is based off of my business planning and based off of just the regular marketplace demand. So I don't usually use tools like this. Sometimes I'll use them just to check my numbers. But either way, it's got some great, you can sort by any of these. So if I want to sort by BSR, or I want to sort by number of reviews, and then, the price, all that kind of stuff. But so just kind of give you an idea of what their source forge looks like. I'm going to skip Listing Lightning for now because I'm going to spend the bulk of my time there. Keyword Miner is very similar to their keyword tool. It is a great way to you put your keyword search in there, and what it does is it gives you the search volume for that, so similar to like Google Trends, right? And then it tells you the average cost per click in a PPC. So that is just an interesting tool to play around with, their Keyword Miner tool. Kind of tells you where to focus your keywords, but then also you can look at some of those longer tail keywords that maybe don't have as much search volume, but you could bid less on in your cost per click, and maybe get some of those buyers with more intent towards your product. Oh, look at this one, best pet hair remover brush, search volume 2, but average cost per click, ooh, kind of expensive. All right, so the next thing is their index checker. So this is a question I get often. People say, well, what do you mean indexing? What does that mean? So what you can do is you can take any ASIN, you can take your own ASIN in your back end. So I have one of my products up in here in the back end. And so you know how you have your back end search terms, your back end platinum keywords. What you can do then in the index checker is you can copy this. You can put your ASIN in. I'm going to close out of that keyword tool just to not confuse me here. And you can search either for keywords or phrases, but you can put your ASIN in, and then you can copy those rows from your back end into here, and you can click check. So let's just use this ASIN that we just looked at on Amazon. And let's say that we're searching for phrases. And let's say that in their back end, they have best pet hair remover. Let's see if they're indexing for this. So let's check. But this is a great way to see if those words in your back end are indexing. And then if they're not, Amazon may not see them as relevant to your listing, or you may have too many characters in those fields. But that backend is a great way to make use of your additional keywords and search terms that you can't fit in your front end listing. So it's a great place to stuff those extra keywords. So this is a great way to double check that those are actually, so what that means indexed is when a customer searches for best pet hair remover, your listing will show up if it's indexed for those keywords or phrases, right? So you want to check your index on all of your listings on a regular basis so that you're able to make sure that your listing is showing up for some of these really popular keywords. Rank Rocket is another one that I don't really use very often, but this is a way to check for your particular product, or any product for that matter. It will check for the ranking for that keyword. So is this pet hair remover ranking for these 3 words that I put in there? And I may not have any data in there yet, simply because I just literally added this tonight. So there's no data in there yet. But all you do is you put in the ASIN and you click add a product, add an ASIN, and then you put in that ASIN, and then you can add keywords to it and click save, and it will track your rank for those keywords over time. So that's really helpful if you want to track like 20 main keywords on one of your products or all of your products. You can do it with the Rank Rocket. And then you can utilize the other tools such as the PPC Manager and the Listing Lightning, which I'm going to show, to really increase your rank for each of these keywords, as well as, of course, external marketing. So now I want to get into the big part of the demo. I want to show you my favorite part of this tool. So I'm going to double check that there aren't any questions before I move on. How would you check back-end index keywords when you have just a bunch of 1,000 words? So you would just copy and paste those into those fields. Okay, we've already done our research. We've looked at our competitors. We've got our ideas in a Word document, and now we want to create. Let's say we just sourced this product and we're like, oh man, I need to have a really good listing because how am I going to compete, right? So in that first scenario, we can enter our main keywords. So pet hair remover. Okay, click go. It's going to find those relevant keywords. All right. So now here's the cool part, you guys. First, we have the title part 1, title part 2. So we all know the various parts of a listing, right? So you have the front part of the title, which is where your canonical URL is created. If you're not sure what that means, you should watch my listing optimization training. And then you have the second part of the title, which is like additional information. So what is Listing Lightning doing? Based on this keyword, it's crawling Amazon for the best pages of this pet hair remover. And it is telling me what the best phrases are to put in my title, in title part 1, in title part 2. It's also telling me the phrases that I need to put into each bullet point to rank organically. Okay, so here's bullet point 1, bullet point 2, bullet point 3, bullet point 4, bullet point 5, and then the description. If I don't use these phrases in bullet point 1 or in my title, it automatically moves them down and reminds me to use them underneath here in bullet point 2 or bullet point 3. If I don't use them in bullet points 1 through 5, it reminds me in the description. So you see all these in the description. So the thing is, for search engine optimization, you really want to have these phrases built into your listing because it's going to rank you organically. So you really want to find a way to, fit in dog hair remover into your listing, right? The other cool thing that it does is it takes the top 10 phrases for that keyword and it gives them to you right here as a reminder as you're writing your listing. It also gives you all of the keywords. All of them are right here. And as I write the listing, so you can see this top 3 right here. If I put those in my title, right? So let's look at what's recommended for my title. As you guys know, the first 6 words in your title are the top keywords that you want. Those are going to set your canonical URL. So I'm going to pick the best top 6 words that I want. So they have pet hair remover for car, pet hair remover brush, pet hair remover gloves, pet hair remover. I'm going to pick the pet hair remover brush. Oh, it's reminding me that I need to select where I want to put this. So let's try that again. Pet hair remover brush. Okay. And then what we can do is, we can add more information, right? We can put the dash in here, and we can say pet hair remover for furniture. And look what happens to this right here as soon as I type in for furniture. You see it disappears. So it automatically tracks everything that I have used already. So then it also removes it. You saw the first 3 words down here in our keyword tracker was pet hair remover. Now that I've used those, it has removed those keywords. So I get to go ahead and make this awesome title. I can change the case to title case, and it automatically makes some title case. And then when I'm ready to write my listing, I can download this to Excel, and it'll put it in an Excel document for me, and then I can copy and paste it into my back end. The other cool thing is, once I'm done writing all my bullets and my description and everything, and I fit in all of these phrases in all the best places so that I'm going to rank organically right up there with the top competitors, it's going to take these unused keywords, the ones that I haven't yet put in there. So maybe I was not able to fit the word upholstery into there. It's going to take those and it's going to put them in my back end. So this way you're never repeating the words that you put in your front end into your back end. Remember, you don't want to do that. They won't index, right? So you're wasting precious back end space, and you don't have a tool until now that shows you what words you've used in your front end and in your back end. So I can literally click the add all button here, and it's going to add all the words that I need to put in my back end, okay, based on the listing to optimize it. All right, so then I automatically know what I need to put into my back end here. How cool is that, you guys? I have written listings for people using this, and they have gotten the Amazon badge for keywords from this tool without running PPC, without anything. They've gotten Amazon badges using this tool. It's going to save you so much time. So this is the first thing I wanted to show you guys, is that you can create a listing from scratch with all of this help. Let's just so I can show you. Let's say that we're done with our title, right? And we want to write our first bullet. So ultimate pet lint remover. You see that? It just disappeared from below here. And then how am I going to fit in this pet hair furniture, right? That's an interesting phrase. This is where you can get creative. Is your furniture pet hair furniture? See, it disappeared, right? Use our, and now I'm going to try to use this right here. Use our, and you can also click on it. Use our pet hair remover roller to make your furniture or your sofa. We don't want to keep repeating words. To make your couch, see, look at right down here. Couch upholstery shine. Like new again, right? And so, this pet fur remover, you see, I'm fitting in all of these phrases. And now I can start using some of these keywords over here. We'll get the fur off of the floor. Comforter. Anyway, you guys get the idea. It's so cool. And, so then if I move on, let's say I just don't really see, a place for any of these. Then I can move on to bullet point 2 and add these additional phrases into bullet point 2. It tells me exactly where the premium bullet point is for these phrases based on products that are already on Amazon. There is no other tool to my knowledge that does this. It's incredible. So it's a really great tool. So now let's say I want to optimize my listing, right? I already have a listing and I'm in a really saturated category. I want to show you this really cool thing we can do with this tool. So I'm going to restart, and it's going to clear all of that out, right? And we still have the keyword in there for pet hair remover. And let's optimize this listing right here. So let's take the first portion of this title, and we're just going to copy it into the listing lightning tool. Also, it keeps track of how many characters I've used, so you never go over your character limit. So the title allows 200 characters, so the first part of the title is 80, the second part of the title is 120. Each bullet point is 500, so you just copy and paste in there and it keeps track of it for you. It's really great. So now let's copy the second part of the title. Let's put that in title part 2. And so you can see this listing does not have any of these phrases in the title. It's missing out on all of this. So now what we can do is we can go back and say, all right, well, how can we fit this in here, right? It says use on any fabric. Well, that's not one of the top search terms there. Pet hair remover for furniture is one of the top search terms there. So, you could take this out and change this to pet hair remover for furniture and automatically rank higher than they're ranking right now, because you're automatically optimizing your listing. So let's say that the title is good to go, fine. Let's get into these bullets now. So the first bullet, let's copy and paste. So now you can see, first of all, they're not supposed to use dashes in bullets. It says never ever use those. Anyway, so you can see all of these phrases that are the best for ranking and optimizing this listing are still there. None of them have been removed. So now how can I optimize this bullet? So they started their first bullet talking about their brand. So, instead of saying we care that our products are manufactured to the highest standards, you can say our pet fur remover brush is manufactured. And now we have, pet hair remover brush is manufactured to the highest standard. Quality and tested to ensure you have no problems. Satisfaction guaranteed. Anyway, this should be their third bullet. As those of you who've been through my listing optimization training, you always want your guarantee to be your third bullet because that's what shows up on mobile. So I wouldn't do this. I would move it to the third bullet and then I would try to fit these things in. But I can easily do that with this tool because I can go here and I can move that down to bullet point 3. And then I can fit this stuff in, right? I can look at these, this is the ultimate dog hair remover. Your satisfaction is guaranteed, whatever, no need for a pet hair vacuum. Our cat hair remover is the best on the market, whatever you want to say. But you get the idea here. You're fitting these phrases into the right bullet points in your listing to fully optimize it to where you are going to rank for every major search term that you're going to rank organically for every major search term that the customer is going to put into Amazon. And this tool is going to help you do that. So all you have to do is take your current listing and copy and paste it in there. So let's put this one as bullet point number 1. I'm going to show you how easy it is. So bullet point number 1, and let's take this and make this. Oh man, this is a poorly written listing. This listing is running PPC, and I bet they're not getting a lot of impressions for their bids because it's not showing up as relevant to the listing. So because it's just lacking in content. They might have a whole bunch of keywords in their back end. I don't know, but I mean, look at all the missed opportunities here that they're not using in their listing. Our fur gadget. So let's go here. So you guys are getting the idea, right? You can copy and paste an existing listing in here and automatically optimize it with the right words in the right places, and at the end know what you have used and what you haven't used. So bullet point 5, here we go. And then let's go down to the description and let's copy and paste that description into there. All right, so here we go. Look at all the unused keywords. Look at all of the unused phrases. So now can you see how easily I could optimize this listing? I could just take it a bullet point at a time, and I could fit in these various phrases and keywords. At the end, if I can't fit anything else in, I can add all of the back end keywords and make sure that my back end is fully optimized and I'm not repeating keywords. The other cool thing, so, you know, obviously in this demo, I'm not going to take the time to fully optimize this listing. What I will encourage you to do is make sure that it's still very readable for your customer. You don't just want to keyword stuff, right? You don't just want to repeat things, you know, you don't want to say hair remover 10 million times. You want to be creative about it. So you want to fit as many of these phrases in as possible, but at the same time, I would rather have them in my back end if it means reduced readability for my customer, right? So you do have to get a little bit creative with it. You know, you don't just want to be a keyword stuffer, because a customer is going to see that. The minute they start reading your listing, they're going to be like, that doesn't even make sense. I'm moving on to another listing. So remember, optimization, yes, it's about fitting these key phrases in various parts of your listing, but it's also about readability. So you got to get a little creative, and you need to make sure that you are, you know, making your listing readable. But this is a great tool to help you get creative and also help you optimize at the same time. And then any words that you can't fit in are automatically going to be added to your back end. The next cool thing, guys, let's say that I'm helping this seller and they're in a situation where they are trying to compete for this main keyword. I'm not saying they shouldn't try to compete for the main keyword, but they should also try and compete for other keywords where sellers are not where these pet hair remover sellers are not necessarily competing. So let's think of some other uses for this product. This is also a lint, an automatic lint remover, right? So let's put it in all departments, and let's find some categories where these cat hair or pet hair removers are not being sold. So it works great as a lint remover. I have one of these at the house, and it's great. So let's say like furniture lint roller. There we go. Or furniture lint remover. So there's a few of these sellers that got smart and put their pet hair remover in this main keyword. But you don't see, oh, you do see a lot of them. Okay, so that's another keyword. Let's try clothing lint. Clothing lint roller, because it's not a clothing lint roller, right? But there are some sellers running sponsored ads here, okay? There's only one seller that's really ranking organically that I'm seeing on page 1. That's a sponsored ad. So this is another keyword that we could use. So you want to look for other uses for your product where there aren't as many sellers competing. You notice that pet hair remover, there were so many sellers in that area. So let's say I also want my listing to compete for clothing lint roller, okay? What I can do now in Listing Lightning is I can go here and go to clothing lint, and remember guys, let's say we've already added all these cool keywords in here, right? We've already added the phrases, right? So now what we do is we put in clothing lint roller, we click go, and now it's going to repopulate my Listing Lightning with the new keywords that I'm trying to fit in. See? So right here, clothing lint roller. So now I can fit that into my title. I've got the top 10 phrases. I have all new keywords. I can now add these keywords to my back end and my front end, right? So easy to use. All right, well, I've got this one sentence on pet fur removal. Well, now I can fit in, you know, lint roller brush. I can fit in furniture lint roller, that kind of thing. Or no need for a lint roller, disposable lint roller brush when you have our fully reusable and washable lint remover, right? So reusable lint roller, you know, you could use that keyword. But you get the idea here, right? Is that you can now optimize your listing for all these different keywords simply by using this tool. And then you can rank all over the place. And when you want to run PPC to start ranking for a new keyword in a new category, your listing has to have that content in it, or you will not, Amazon will not see it as relevant for that keyword. So let's say you're trying to run PPC for clothing lint roller, but you don't have anything about, none of these keywords about clothing lint roller in your listing anywhere. Well, your PPC is not going to do well. You're not even going to have impressions shown because Amazon says that they require your listing to be relevant for that keyword. So this is how you make your listing relevant. You can update your listings at any time using this tool. And you can throw in there as many keywords as you like, as many uses for your product. And let's say that you think of a use for this product, or you know, you're using it at home and you think of a use for this product that no one else is thinking of and no one else is using it for. Well, then you can enter in the main keywords for that and you can rewrite your listing, and suddenly you're the only person selling in that category. And when you see the price. So if you use the keyword, oh, hey, look at me. I love this tool, and if you take it from me, I'll die. That's me. Oh my goodness. So you can use ACOS for free. You can use SourceForge for free. Listing Lightning, it says sign up now. So let's see what that takes us to. So they have the free account, which includes ACOS and SourceForge, and they have the starter, which is $49.99, includes a free 30-day trial, but you get 50% off if you use the code either Make It Rain or Amazing at Home. All caps, all one word. Amazing at Home gives you 50% off. So for $25 a month, you could optimize all your listings. You can manage all your PPC campaigns, everything, right? And you can even use, you know, the benefits of the product. So let's say you use the keyword tool that we showed and you find one of those and you type that in here. You can fully optimize a listing for all kinds of keywords that other sellers maybe aren't even thinking of. And not only that, you can put them all in the right places. in the right places in the title, in the right places in the bullet points, all of that. So that's just a really great thing. But let's say we've done all this, right? And we want to make our first PPC campaign. Well, Seller SEO has you covered. You click the Send to PPC button, and it takes you over here to PPC Dominator tool, and it adds all the keywords in, and you can auto import this into Amazon to create a campaign, you guys. It's so cool. So here I can give my campaign a name. Let's say pet hair remover. I don't know, whatever. And my daily budget, let's say I don't want to spend more than $10 a day, or I use the ACOSinator, you know, so I know how much I've got to kind of spend. I want the start date to be, I'm going to write the listing tomorrow, so whatever, I don't know, maybe my listing's already live. But, so you can pick your start date, so let's do 31st. You don't have to put an end date, it's completely optional. The target, do you want an auto campaign or a manual? You can do an auto campaign. You know, an auto campaign is usually what people run in the very beginning, and because it's a broad match, it allows Amazon to pick those keywords for you. But if you have fully optimized your listing for all these different uses and keywords, you may want to run your own automatic campaign from from Seller SEO, instead of having Amazon pick your keywords for you, because you already have them here. But anyway, I almost never run auto campaigns. I almost always do manual. So I'm going to do a manual campaign. The bid plus, that just means that it'll give you an up to 50% higher bid if a keyword is doing well, right? I don't usually use that. Status is paused. That just means I'm going to leave it paused. That just means when I import it into Amazon, it will remain paused, and I'll just go in and unpause it when I'm ready to use it. But you can put enabled or archive, whatever you want to do, right? So now this is your ad group. So these are the products that you're adding in. So I'm just going to do the pet hair remover for this, and the max bid. So max bid for this ad group. It's going to be overridden by keyword bids. So I'm going to leave this empty. The SKU, this is really important. You have to have the product SKU in order to import this successfully, and for Amazon to see it and start your campaign and do it from this Excel document that this puts in here. So I don't know. Let's just say our SKU is pet hair WGV1. I don't know. You know. You either set this yourself when you create a listing, or Amazon will automatically set it for you. There's some really cool things you can do with SKUs, and which don't require you to have UPCs. So if you ever want to know about that, let me know. Especially you RA sellers. Status is enabled, so you can also like put it to pause, and then you can just unpause it when it's in there, right? And then your keywords. So it puts all the keywords that we just picked from, so you see we've got the clothing lint roller, and we also have the pet lint roller, and we also have all of the previous keywords that we had in there. So it's awesome. And then what we can do is we can pick broad match, phrase match, or exact match, or all of the above. So let's do phrase match. And if you've watched my PPC course, you know exactly what these match types are and what they do for you, and what your customer search terms will fire on and what they will not fire on. So it's important to know these match types. So we're going to do phrase match, because what that means is that if a customer types in sticky rollers for furniture, it's going to fire on that. If you do an exact match, it's only if the customer types in sticky roller or some form of that where it will fire. My phrase bid, I'm going to do 75 cents a bid. And then again, the status of these keywords. Are they enabled? Are they paused? Right? Then you click add data. So now your data has been added, and you have 316 rows in your Excel. So let's say that I also want to add some additional keywords. Let's say I don't just want these keywords, I also want to do something else here. Or maybe I have another product in this campaign that I want to add to it. Well, I can automatically do a keyword search here. So I can say cat hair glove. I don't know. Maybe I want my campaign to show up for the cat hair glove. Okay, well, there's only one keyword for that, so let's not even mess with that. Let's pet hair remover. All right, there we go. Those other keywords I was searching for were not good. So best pet hair remover, I want that one in my campaign. So you just click add and it adds it over here. Pet hair remover sponge, you click add, it adds it, right? So you can go through here and you can either add all of them or you can add some of them. Maybe there's some of these in here that you don't want to add because this is a question I get a lot about PPC. People will ask, well, don't I want my pet hair remover to show up as pet hair glove? Well, maybe you don't, because the customer that's looking for a pet hair glove will not have the intent to buy your pet hair remover. So you're going to get a lot of clicks and your ACOS is going to be super high, but you might not convert on that keyword, right? So you want to focus on keywords that are more likely to convert, so more related to your product. PPC is a great place to put those top brands in there. So look at this, Pledge pet hair remover. Okay, so Pledge is a brand, a well-known brand. You can target brands in your PPC, and this is a great way to compete with those top brands. It is against terms of service to put brand names in your back-end keywords. It is against terms of service. So it says right here, search terms that describe your product. No repetition, no competitor brand names or ASINs. But you sure can put competitor brand names and ASINs in your campaigns. So that is really cool way to compete. So let's say I want to add all these keywords. So it'll do that, and now I've got 476. And then I just click add data. You can see I now have 796 keywords in my Excel document. And let me just show you what you can do with this now. This automatically creates your campaign. You can add negative match types. And then what you do is you download the Excel document. And so it's going to create this and it's going to call it, you can call it whatever you want to call it, but let's just leave that on there. And then what you do is you go into Amazon, into your campaigns, and you go into bulk operations on your campaign here, right? And then you can click upload and you choose this Excel file and it will upload it and it will automatically put it into your campaigns. So then all you have to do is go into your campaigns and unpause it and it's good to go. So great way to be able to create campaigns right from your listings automatically. But even better, guys, this tool allows you to optimize your campaigns. So what you can do is you can go into bulk operations and you can get like 60 days of data, right? And then you can create a bulk file for download. So I just did this one tonight from April 1st to May 30th. So my sponsored products bulk file. So I'm going to find that lovely sponsored products bulk file that I just got out of there. And ours are already pretty optimized because we use this. Our ACOS is between 30 and 40% right now, only because one of our campaigns is highly competitive keywords and we're working on optimizing that down. But most of our campaigns on an individual level are between 13 to 15% ACOS, which is pretty good with our margins. And we've been able to do that with this tool. So now what you can do is you can pick your campaigns or you can pick all of them. You can pick your ad groups, it pulls it out of this file, right? You can set your target ACOS, or you can just leave them. You don't have to pick an ad group. Let's say you just want to optimize one of your ad groups, right? Then you could pick it. But if I just want the whole thing to be optimized, and I want my target ACOS to be 20%, is good, right? We learned that from ACOSinator. If you have a 30% margin and you're trying to make 10% profit, well then 20%, okay? And zero sale keyword bid. The reason that you'd want to put a keyword bid here is that even if that word has had 0 sales, you might get a sale from it. So instead of making it a negative keyword, you could just have a really low bid for it. So that way, if it would lead to a sale, then you're at least still collecting data for that keyword. Your minimum bid is 25 cents. Your maximum bid is $1.10. You can set this to whatever you want. So, but what it's going to do is it's going to take that and it's going to allow you to preview. And so it's taking all of my products, right? It's showing the ad group, it's showing the impressions, the clicks, all that kind of stuff. It has all the pages. And then I can click the optimize button and it says data is updated. I can download the updated Excel. And then what that's going to do is it's optimizing it. And then all I have to do is go back into my Amazon backend and I just then upload the file, just like we just did with the PPC that we just created. Upload the file and you're done, right? So now not only are you optimizing, you're creating great PPC campaigns, you're creating fully optimized listings, but you're also optimizing your PPC campaign. So, I mean, what more could you ask for? You can get your product to the top of page 1 with a great PPC campaign that is fully optimized, and you can fully optimize your listing so that when that customer, you're going to show up for more customer searches, and when that customer looks at your listing, they're going to make a buying decision, right? You can optimize your PPC so that you're not paying for a whole bunch of clicks that aren't leading to sales, and you don't have to do that by manually pulling files. The Rainmaker is going to do that for you. So I just think it's just a wonderful tool